Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Christian, here from C2. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. I was, until I found out that, Sony bought Spider-Man's rights back from Marvel. So, yeah. And today is not your average Tell on Me or Catching Up with Chris. I'll do one either tomorrow or Friday. So, yeah. As you can tell from the title of this video, uh, we're gonna be talking about a hotel in my town, and it's like disgusting and their crazy owner. So yeah, and for the sake of this video, I'm not gonna say his name or the hotel's name because there's a YouTuber that I watch, and he does story times for a second channel, and he's uh, like he didn't do anything wrong. Like he talks about his crazy neighbor who tries to like ruin his life, which we'll link one of his videos down there, so go support him and his stuff, because yesterday he got an email saying that he had gone against the privacy policies about for YouTube, and that he had like 48 hours to either change like anything out that he had put in, or yeah, they were going to terminate his channel. So I was going to just throw out his name because I really didn't care, because he's just a jerk. But I watched that and I'm like, oh crap, I can't do that then. But yeah. I'm not going to say exactly where this hotel is, because then you'll I'm going to try not to. Because then you'll find out where I live. Which most of my subscribers know where I live, because we're in the same town. But, yeah. And this is for everybody who does live in the town. Don't go after this guy. As much as I would love you guys to go after him, don't go after him. Alright? Yeah. Okay. So let's get into this. So we got a hotel. Okay. I'm gonna say it's across the street from my house. Okay, which you don't know because we got like 3 hotels. Okay, but so I'm going to be saying all of the times that I've had an encounter with them, which is like my neighbor's encounters also, because yeah, and then so it happened on Saturday. So for the sake of this video, we're gonna call him, thanks to Colin, Jeff. I was gonna go with Richard, but he said, "Dude, Jeff," and I'm like, okay. So yeah, so we're gonna call him Jeff. And Jeff is not the nicest person ever. Uh, so yeah, like I said, I live by a hotel, and my neighbor, she's elderly. So she had a I don't even remember what kind of dog she had, but it would get away from her sometimes, which it's fine, But the dog would run over to the hotel, and Jeff was not very happy with her dog coming over there. It's not like the dog wouldn't attack anybody. It was like all bark, no bite, that sort of thing, you know. Uh, but he was not happy. I don't remember what happened to her dog, but yeah. So he would call the cops on my neighbor, you know. Now, like I said, he's not cool like a dude that we have down the street, because my mom's dogs get away from me. Like, he can't be cool, it's like, the dog got away from her, holy cow, dude, don't call the cops on her, man. So, yeah. Uh, like I was saying, my mom's dogs get away from me, and they don't run to the hotel, thankfully. They run down the street to this dude's house, and this dude's, super cool. He, like I ran after the dog, obviously, and he's like, did you lose your dog? I'm like, yeah, I did, dude. He's like, I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, no, dude, it's cool. I'm like, all right, bet, cool, cool, cool. So then he, like the dude who lives down the street from my house, he's legitimately awesome, but Jeff's not. So uh, but yeah, so Jeff would call the cops on my neighbor just because her dog got away from her and she kind of can't run after the dog. Like I said, she's elderly, bro. You know. So last summer, um, her granddaughter was at work, I believe, and she had taken out her granddaughter's dog, and it got away from her because, like, there was a dude walking down the street, and that's what happened. Like, protects the property, blah blah blah. Except the dog was across the street, so it just like took off, and the leash got away from her. So it runs. The dude's perfectly cool with it. And then it runs to the hotel. And there was nobody outside of that hotel. But, so she gets over there, and I'm outside with my mom's dog, so I'm trying to hurry, get her dog inside, so then I can go help my neighbor. And and lo and behold, Jeff comes out and starts screaming and swearing at my elderly neighbor. Yeah. So, he's just, he's not the coolest dude ever, Um, yeah. So he is just like full on screaming at my neighbor, and I'm, like I go out there, I'm like, oh crap. So he says, and I'm gonna try to keep this as clean as I can. Get your freaking dog off of my freaking property. Next time your dog comes over, I'm going to freaking shoot the absolute stuff out of it. And I'm like, dang, Jeff, chill out, you know? And yeah, so Jeff, he's just a big old, he's a tick. Take away the T and I to D, you'll be picking up what I'm putting down. So, yeah. So her granddaughter gets home from work, and she says, what has happened? And, she tells her granddaughter what happened, and her granddaughter is mad. So she comes over to my house, and she vents. She's just, like, really mad that he would scream at her grandma. Yeah. So I was pretty sure she was gonna go over there with, like, a golf club, like, beat the absolute crap out of him, push him over, call him a naked mole rat, that sort of thing, which he looks like a naked mole rat. Yeah, some people be like, that's kind of mean. You have to see this dude. He looks like a naked mole rat. So, yeah. And, so it's just, like, been issues like that. And there's a car repair shop down by the hotel, and it had, like, a soda shack. And I went over to get, like, some drinks and stuff. And Jeff's dogs come running at me when I'm trying to walk home. And yeah. So, and these dogs are small enough that I can like drop kick them into space basically, which I'm not going to because I'm nice. So, and it wasn't a good day for my mom. Some stuff happened. I'm not going to say what happened, but she was not happy. So, this dog, so like, Jeff's dogs are trying to like eat my ACL and like, my ankles and stuff like that. While I'm just walking. So, my mom, like, I get to my house and the dogs are just like still trying to eat my ankles. And, my mom, like, just, scares the absolute crap out of this dog. And his one and only maid, that I'm pretty sure he's doing naughty stuff if you're picking up what I'm putting down at night, comes over and, uh, she's Latino or Hispanic, whatever, that, she's Hispanic. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." My mom's like, "I honestly don't care if you're sorry. Keep your dogs off of my property. If you're gonna call if you guys are gonna call the cops on my neighbor, I'm gonna call the cops on you for having your dog almost attack my kid, basically." And she's like, "I didn't do that." She's like, "I don't care. Jeff's doing this." And yeah, so it's just like that kind of beef. We got like our neighbors back. And she's got ours. We don't have Jeff's back because Jeff's a big old, tick. Um, so it got to the car repair shop shut down. I'm not gonna say why it shut down, but the owner is not there anymore, and the dude who helped the guy run it is at like a different auto repair shop in town. I don't know, but I'm not gonna say what happened to this guy. Nobody else say what happened to him. Because it's none of my business to say, oh, yeah, this happened to him. I know what happened to him, but I'm not going to say. This is like, Chris is like family matters that I'm not going to get into, okay? Because, it's none of my business. Um, and, Jeff bought it, I guess. I think he bought it, I don't know. And he is... So one of the guys, like the dude who helped the main owner, run it, came over on Saturday. And he just starts throwing stuff away. Like very like expensive type stuff. He just starts hucking it because I guess he didn't want Jeff touching it or whatever, or he has been touching it and he told him not to or something like that. I don't know. So my mom is standing out on our porch, and like I said, we can like see the hotel and the car repair shop from our house. So she yells over at the guy, she's like, "Hey, do you have anything, worth going over there?" He's like, "You can come over if you want and see whatever." Um, so he's like, "Yeah, you can come over." And she's like, "Okay, cool." So she goes over and, you know, like, I'm not big on dumpster diving, but, like, yeah, most of the stuff was in their dumpster, but, like, yeah, it was, like, expensive stuff, too. Like, um, we got a tablet. Yeah, yeah, that's, like, how, expensive and stuff, like, that he was just, like, hucking. So he just, it was just, like, a really cool dude, he's just like, "Yeah, take whatever you want, I don't care," you know, and, so we got a tablet, like a faucet, um, like a pair of VR glasses that are like broken, I guess, or something. I don't know. They're like really weird looking. But yeah, so he's just like, "Yeah, take whatever you want. You have my permission. Don't let Jeff, be Jeff." Uh, Also, any Jeffs watching this, don't take any offense to this. I hope, I said that earlier. I don't remember. But, he so, my mom comes and gets me. She's like, "Hey, come help me, grab some stuff, And I'm like, "Okay." So, yeah. And he left with like a trailer full, like filled to the brim of stuff. Like it was insane. So he leaves. My sister is now over there with my mom, and I'm coming back from, going back to my house with some stuff. And I kid you not, like literally 5 seconds after, the other guy left, here comes Jeff. And Jeff just immediately is like, "Get off my property," and I'm looking and I'm like, they're in the road and on the sidewalk, you know. So, she's like, he said that I could, like, my mom's just like, is like, really like calm about it, she's like, "Hey, he said that I could," and he's like, "I don't care, you're on my property." So I legit just, tell him to shut up, like, because I've like had enough of Jeff, he's called the cops on my neighbors. He's threatened to kill my neighbor's dog, you know. I'm just, I'm done with Jeff. And he actually called the cops on my neighbor. I forgot to add that. It was really dumb. But, so, like I said, I low-key just tell him to shut up. And he replies, he looks at me with, like, this 6-foot mole rat looks at me with daggers in his eyes. And he tells me to shut the freak up, you freaking little female dog. And I'm like, okay, Jeff, bet. I'll fight you right now. Meet me in the street. Seriously. My mom actually grabbed me because she thought I was going to, like, go over to him and, like, punch him or something. Like, she grabbed me. She's like, don't go over there. And I'm thinking, I don't want to go over there. I don't know where that naked mole rat's been. Probably, like, nowhere good. I mean, he's been in, like, his herpy-filled hotel, so, yeah. So, and he's like, you guys need to get off my property now. And I'm like, dude, it's the sidewalk. He's like, I don't care, you're on my property. And I'm thinking, I did not know your STD, AIDS, and herpes-filled hotel could rack in enough money to buy a sidewalk and a road. I want to own the sidewalk and the road in my house, and I can call the cops on you for walking down the alley. Because you have to get on my sidewalk to walk into the alley. So, yeah. So, Jeff being Jeff, he walks into the shack, into like the auto repair shop, and he calls the cops. She's like, all right, he called the cops. I'm like, I figured he called the cops, it's Jeff. So yeah. So, we're just like waiting on the porch. We waited for like 2 hours until like the cops came up. They get like called by Jeff, I think like every week, because somebody just like, looks at him like the wrong way. They like drop a penny on the ground and he calls the cops on him, basically. Yeah. So, you know. So I wonder what like how dispatch was like, because a sheriff and a normal officer came. I wonder like how dispatch was like, hey, I don't want to send you over there. But Jeff's being Jeff again, he's being a big old pooch canoe, to his neighbors, for being on his sidewalk, basically, you know. So 2 hours come by. The sheriff actually pulled out of his like driveway, basically, and he just waves at us. We're like, oh, cool. And then here comes the lady cop of the town. And it's she's like, okay, you guys are banned from his place. If you guys go over there again, it's gonna be trespassing. And I'm like, we were on the sidewalk and in the road, so I didn't know that the sidewalk and the road was part of his property. And she's like, well, it's not, but still, you need to stay away from that place. So yeah, so now I gotta like walk in the road, I guess, to like walk down the street and try not to get hit by a car. And I'm just kind of thinking, I'm thinking that, and I'm like, so you're gonna make my kid walk in the road and try not to get hit by a car. If my kid gets hit by a car, I'm gonna be over there and I'm going to actually punch Jeff in his naked mole rat face. So yeah, which I don't have a kid, but still, you get the idea. you know, and he just like ruined those cops tonight. Like me and my friend Phoebe. Shout out to you, Phoebe. I'm telling her, I'm like, oh yeah, this dude called the cops on me last night. She's like, for what? I'm like, for dumpster diving, being on his sidewalk, because he calls it his property or whatever. And she's like, that's a waste of the cops' time. I'm like, I know, So I was kind of just like wondering, man, Jeff just like ruined their night, man. They could have like gone home, man. They could have like had like a family game night or something. But no, Jeff has to be Jeff and ruin everybody's night. So, yeah. Especially the cops. I feel bad for the cops of this town. So, yeah, that was the last encounter that I had with him. And, Sunday I got a little bit curious. So I kind of just like looked up this hotel on Yelp. And I did find some very good stuff. Not good stuff, very negative stuff, but it's good stuff for this story time. Um, and yes, I'm going to keep their identities a secret. So this lady said, my friend and I booked a room here for one night, and the pictures online looked like the rooms were all nice and remodeled. But we were deceived. The pictures are not what the actual rooms look like. Do not book here. It's a flea bag motel with bed bugs. And yeah, that's confirmed, People have gotten bed bugs after staying there. When we first walked in the room, there was a dirty washcloth on the bathroom floor next to the toilet. And I'm not going to say what it was, but I'm not going to say the next sentence, but that is disgusting. Basically, there was still feces in the toilet. When my friend Sarah used the phone to call the owner and asked for a refund due to the fact we were deceived, he said he was not giving her money back because we had already entered the room. And their cancellation policy is 48 hours in advance. Well, if we knew 48 hours prior to arriving what the room looked like, we would have canceled. The owner is a shady person, and the motel is one freaky people use by the hour. Not to mention they have bed bugs. The mattress had, oh my, that is absolutely gross, had blood and puke stains on the side of it. Now that is nasty. They hardly clean the rooms too, literally. The guy was an unprofessional, bad word, butthole. There we go. Yeah. Okay. About refunding our money. Then, once he said he wouldn't refund the money, we went back to the room and used the bathroom to rinse off our sandy feet. And he got mad. We re-entered the room. We paid for that. He said he wouldn't refund. Do not book here. And they posted part of the email. So I can't read most of it because most of it's cut off. But this is his response telling to their email. So, Jeff says, let me be clear. I do not rent my rooms by the hour, and I definitely do not let guests check in for one day just so they have a place to shower after coming back from the lake. Jeff, that's literally what a hotel is meant for. For people to go on vacation. They can go to the beach. They can go to a lake. They need a place to stay if they're on vacation, my dude. Holy crap. Well, not even my dude. You're a pooch canoe. So, and then try not to pay for the services I've rendered. The only reason why they didn't want to pay for the stuff was because the room was trash. So I have documented everything should you choose to dispute your reservation, or as your female friend stated, leave me any negative feedback. I have the proof that you used the room and then tried to cheat me out of the funds that are rightfully mine. They didn't try to cheat you out of anything. They just asked, can we get a different room because this is disgusting, dude. They weren't cheating you out of anything. And we got one more. Okay. This place is awful. We rented the pet-friendly room. When we first got there, we walked in and flushed 4 bugs that we saw crawling on the wall. Yeah, that's nasty. Like one of those planes that or helicopters that drop water on fires. They need to fill one of those up with bleach and just drop it on this hotel. We left to grab some lunch. We have 2 small dogs that we left in the room as we ran up the street to eat. The whole time we were eating, we had the heebie-jeebies about the bugs crawling on the wall. So when we got back, we asked the manager if there was any room we could switch to. He showed us the other room. And that room had snot on the wall. Oh my god. Yo, pick between either snot on the walls or bugs on the wall. No, I'm gone, dude. We opted for the bugs. We always take the comforter off at a hotel. And when we did, we noticed the bed was covered in black dog hair. My dog's hair is white. Black hair was everywhere in the bed and on the pillows. We told the manager there was dog hair everywhere, and he didn't believe us, so we showed him. As he stood in the room looking at the dog hair, seeing our white dog, looking at all the dog hair, seeing our white dog, looking at the stains that were left on the comforter, and the black bark on the bed, he started to yell at us and said that we are liars and planted this stuff. Jeff, are you high? Yeah. So Jeff was probably something like this. Yes, there is black hair on the bed, but your dog's hair is white. You must have obviously planted it. Hopefully you liked my impression of Jeff. I don't know. So let's get back into their, thing. He was a nut job and super rude. Yes, sir, we are setting you up. Anyways, he never offered us new bedding or pillowcases, so we just stood there accusing us of planning all of this stuff. We immediately turned in the keys and he wouldn't give us a refund or the owner's info so we could try to resolve this matter. We said obviously this happens often, to which he replied, it does. The locals come here and rent the room for an hour, then try to check out and get their money back. So either they too think it's disgusting or this place is happening to cheat your spouse. Oh god, or it's the happening place to cheat on your spouse. Either way, they don't clean the sheets. Beware. God, if I could read that, that would be amazing. Am I right? So yeah. That's it, hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully, I know you guys started school like last week. The schools here started this week, so hopefully whoever watches this, hopefully you guys enjoyed your first day. Okay? My cousin started second grade on Monday, I think. Hopefully, he enjoyed his first day of that, Shout out to you, dude. Okay? So, yeah. Hit that thing, if you liked it, And this goes out to Jeff. If you're somehow watching this, meet me in the street. I'll fight you. I didn't say anything bad about you. Which, no, I did. I said something bad about Jeff, not your actual name. Your identity's kept secret. You're lucky that I did that. So, yeah. So, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Catching up with Chris either tomorrow or Friday. So, yeah, we'll see you guys then. Peace out. This is how I like to feel.